All right, so here's my Pseudo Planche Push Up. So I'm setting this up with my hands a little bit wider than shoulder width, fingertips out to the sides. Straight arms to start, bring the shoulders as far forward as I can. I'm going to set this up so that I've got my eyes just above the front edge of my mat right here. So everything's pulled in, belly pulling, core tense. And then from here, as I come down, I'm just going to keep myself forward. And then come straight up over the same point. And if I want to make it more hardcore, I'll bring the hands further back. And that's why this is a Pseudo Planche Push Up, because it starts with the maximum planche and just holding that position to keep the weight forward. So again, I brought my hands back probably about 2 inches, inch and a half, and then forward. And with everything rigid. And then back up. All right, so if you're doing multiple repetitions, you probably want to take it to a point that isn't like the maximum stress, but just work it as best you can. All right, I'm going to do 3 versions of the Chaturanga push-up from here, okay? All right, so with this, it's shoulders planching forward as the elbows bend. I'm going to try to keep my elbows stacked over my wrist as much as possible to come into this. And I'm going to take it down low, bringing my nose to the floor and just trying to hold my body tense and in line the entire time. So to start this out, just with my feet on the floor and the hands on the floor, shoulders or wrists, and you can have the feet wide or your feet together. Start with a little bit of a forward lean. And then when you come down, everything stays rigid from the shoulders to the heels. And then forward with the shoulders, bend the elbows, and bring it down. And the hard part is keeping that rigidity and coming back up to where you started. All right, second version of the Chaturanga push-up. This is going to make it harder because my feet are going to be elevated, which means more weight to the shoulders with that forward angle. So to set it up again, feet on the box, and it's just to get everything up high. And then from here, shoulders a little bit past the wrists, and again, keeping the elbows stacked over the wrists. So bringing this forward, coming down low, and keeping the rigidity as I press back up. And of course, the higher you go, the more difficult it becomes until you're progressing this toward a handstand push-up. All right, now this is a regression of the Chaturanga push-up from here. So by regressing, what I'm doing is I'm elevating my hands so my feet are lower so there's less weight on my shoulders and I can just focus on the technical aspects of the move. Basically keeping my body rigid, keeping my shoulders forward, and trying to keep my elbows stacked over the wrists. So from here, like a regular Chaturanga setup, I'm just going to bring my fingers out to the side just because of the width of the box. Now, shoulders forward past the wrists, keep your body in line, and then again, bring it down. Try to keep the elbows over the wrists. And then back up, holding on to all that tension. And you don't have to take it up quite as high as that, but it's still basically what you're moving into, keeping the rigidity through the midsection of your body, and still bringing your shoulders forward, keeping the elbows stacked over the wrists the whole way, and just holding onto the line as you take it up and down.